Hello, it's Kathy Cassidy. I'm here to read you chapter 18 from Love from Lexie, and a big thank you to everybody who's still watching and joining in, and any new readers, you're really welcome, and a special big hug and stay safe to all my regular readers of whatever age. Yeah, let's hope a little bit of escapism can help the lockdown to pass faster. So I'm starting off with the filler between the two chapters, as usual. This time it's a letter from Lexie to her mum. And it says, "Dear Mum, I have so much to tell you. I've written another song about libraries this time. I used to love going to the library with you. I remember every one, from the big Victorian library when we lived in Edinburgh to the library bus that came to our village every week, and all the ones in between. You never came to Bridge Street Library. We used the one on the Skylark estate. But that's closing too, and everyone who knows the Skylark knows that the library is probably the best place there. I wish you were here to sign your name on the petition Bex has made. I wish you were here to give me some advice about boys too. It's something we never talked about. You never mentioned my dad, and you never seemed to have any other boyfriends. And I haven't had a crush on a boy since I was 7 years old and fell in love with Daniel Radcliffe in the Harry Potter films. This is different. I think about him all the time. Not Daniel Radcliffe, the boy. But now he's asked me on an actual date and I'm terrified. I don't think I'm ready for it. This boy is good looking and funny and clever and kind, but he can be thoughtless and vain as well. He has a bad rep at school for getting into fights all the time, and he's had tons of girlfriends. Everybody says he's trouble. I know I should stay away, but I think sometimes my heart will break if I can't have him. Mandy and John are calling me. They've lit the fire pit and we're having baked potatoes and barbecued veggie kebabs. And I'm going to put this letter into the flames so it turns to ash and flies up into the air and reaches you that way, wherever you might be. Maybe. Boys are very confusing. Is it normal to feel so mixed up? I wish I could ask you, Mum. The big date is tomorrow, so wish me luck. Love, Lexie." So there's the letter, and here comes chapter 18 proper, and it's called Marley Brings Flowers. Marley Hayes is standing outside the Leaping Llama Cafe with his guitar slung over his shoulder and a bunch of bluebells in his hand. The flowers are wilting a little, the violet blue blooms bowing their heads sadly. But nobody has ever given me flowers before, not ever, and bluebells are my absolute favourite. This is my first real date. I spent hours getting ready, trying on every piece of clothing I own in the quest to look cool, careless and confident. In the end, I settled for a red swishy skater skirt and a long-sleeved black t-shirt, swiping eyeliner beneath my lashes to create the perfect cat's eye flick. I wish it was as easy to make sense of my tangled feelings. I watched Marley for a full 5 minutes from across the street, half hidden behind a tree, telling myself no matter what kind of a bad rep he has, things could still be different for us. Is that optimism or just plain stupidity? When I look at Marley's blue eyes, anxiously scanning the street, I somehow don't care. I cross the street and say hello. "These are for you," he says as I approach, holding out the flowers. "They've gone a bit sad looking, sorry." "They're perfect," I say. We head into the Leaping Llama, order hot chocolates and slide into a corner booth. "I'm trying to make this a proper date experience," Marley says. "Flowers and hot chocolate and maybe dinner. You can't say I'm not trying." "Very trying," I quip. "You still mad at me?" I sigh. "I wasn't mad at you, Marley, just, well, a bit hurt about the libraries thing and a bit embarrassed at the way you got all bossy in front of my friends." He peers at me beneath his fringe, blue eyes penitent. "Look, I'm an idiot sometimes. I know I was a bit full of myself, expecting you to drop everything. I'm too used to getting my own way." Marley drops an unlikely 3 spoonfuls of sugar into his drink, stirring it grimly. Plus, the fight thing. You're not impressed, are you? Impressed, I echo. No, Marley, I'm not impressed that you get yourself beaten up at regular intervals. It's kind of weird. Word has it that the fight kicked off because you were flirting with some sixth form girl. Are you jealous? He asks, his eyes alight. Because you don't need to be, Lexie. She's just a friend. I'm not jealous, I lie. Why should I care? Marley looks hurt then, and I'm the one left feeling bad. It's kind of awkward, as if both of us are suddenly shy. I wonder again if I want to get involved with a boy who likes fighting and never wins, who flirts with everything in a skirt, who veers dangerously between charming, rude and selfish, and unexpectedly vulnerable. Give me a chance, Lexie, he says now. I'll pack in the fighting if that will make you happy. I'll do whatever you want. I just want you to be yourself, I say, exasperated. Right now, I can't work you out at all. Be myself. You might not like the real me, Marley says. Not many people do. Suppose the real me is rude and vain and ruthless, or sick, pathetic, disgusting scum. I've been called all those things. I blink, shocked. Might be some truth in the first few, I counter. Rude, yes, sometimes. Vain, probably. Ruthless, I haven't seen that side of you yet, but I can believe it's there. I'm not sure about those last labels, though. Who called you those things? An ex-girlfriend? You must have been way out of line. Nah, not an ex, he says, his eyes drifting away from me to gaze out of the window. They tend to be kinder, funnily enough. It was my dad. Those are some of the nicer words he has for me. Let's just say we don't get on. I asked for the real Marley Hayes, and I'm getting it now. Perhaps more real than I bargained for. I'm sorry, I say. That sucks. It does, he agrees, still staring into the distance. My dad's not a nice bloke. A bit too handy with his fists. He has good taste in music. Bob Marley and Bob Dylan, hence the names. But those are the only good things he ever gave us. I slide my hands across the table towards Marley, and he holds them tight. His palms feel warm and strong, and his skin is tanned against my own, still winter pale. My heart is thumping. My dad's a loser, Marley says. If I'm a bit messed up, blame him. Like I said, we're all a bit lost, right? We all have secrets, stuff we hide. Marley is being honest. I know that because I can feel his discomfort at showing so much of himself. He's trying to be real, but instinct tells me that what I'm seeing is still just the tip of the iceberg. What else are you hiding, Marley, I wonder? But it's something I can't bring myself to ask. I like you, Lexie, he says. I know people at school think I'm a user. I have a terrible track record with girls. But I really think we could be different. We could. I don't know, I admit truthfully. Everybody's warned me against you. Do you care, he asks, and suddenly it really is that simple. Do I care what other people think? I don't think I do. Not anymore. I don't care, I tell him. I just want to know the real you. He's laughing now. You have no idea, Lexie Lawler, he says. Seriously, you don't. But I don't care either, okay? I like you more than I've liked anyone in ages. You're clever and talented, and you call me out on stuff when I get too full of myself. I'll try not to be such a loser the next time I see you with your friends. I was out of order, I'm sorry. Can you tell? I think I can. Well, in case you're not certain, listen to this, he says. I wrote a song for you, and I've never actually written a song for a girl before. Want to hear it? He takes out his guitar, back in his comfort zone again. Pushing his chair back, he begins to play, a rolling, bittersweet melody that's managing to break my heart, even without any words. It's wonderful, and it's mine. Can you write some words for it, Marley is asking, the moment the last chord dies away. Our song. I frown. Sure, only I don't know the story yet. I only know how it begins, not how it ends. Who said it was going to end, he demands. We could be the greatest love story of the modern age, the Romeo and Juliet of the 21st century. I hope not, I say. Romeo and Juliet both top themselves, you know. Okay, forget them, he says. Let's just be ourselves, Marley and Lexie. So what will we do? Something fancy? The cinema, a bag of chips? This is supposed to be the perfect date, remember? Well, there's something I want to show you. I tell Marley about Greystones and the old railway carriage. His confidence crumbles, his eyes flashing hurt, and suddenly I'm treading carefully again. You didn't tell me, he says. You didn't want me with you to check it out? It was a bit awkward after Friday, I say. I thought I'd scope it out first. Marley sighs. I guess. I mean, it sounds good. I've been so scared that the Lost and Found was going to fizzle out before it even properly began. Not if I can help it, I promise. And right there, in the booth at the Leaping Llama, he leans over, pulls me close, and kisses me. Ooh, so that's quite a dramatic ending to that chapter. I hope you're all coping okay with the lockdown, day after day after day. Hey, try and find a little bit of routine. Even though you can't go out, even though you can't see your friends, go to school, any of that, a little bit of routine, however simple it is, can really help. And if you make, you know, the daily chapter from Love from Lexie a part of it, that's a little bit of escapism, and that's good for you. Take care, and I'll see you soon for the next chapter. Take care.